What's been your favorite feature in your music career so far?
Snoop. Working with Snoop was the coolest, just because Snoop, for all intensive purposes, is my favorite rapper. I admire his career, his longevity, his diversity, and his career. Like, that's somebody I look to as an example. So getting a chance to work with him, we have a song called Addy, and he did that verse so quick. He just, like, I hit him up. He was like, for sure, send it, did it. It was just like, he's the best for that. And when we bumped into each other, it was just nothing but love. He posted me on his Instagram, and just a solid individual.
How quick are we talking?
The next day or that day, it was quick, like, boom.
Now, Snoop Dogg is an older individual. He's considered a legacy artist by some at this point.
100%.
His quickness at that time, did that surprise you, being that you've collaborated with artists in the same age bracket as you that take longer, and he sent something that quick back to you?
That was the main thing. I'm just like, man, him at this level, like, the most famous rapper, everybody knows Snoop. He's working like he's, never did nothing. So I'm like, man, humility, that's the key. That's the key to longevity. So I'm like, word.
Now, when it comes to features, unfortunately, some people you've collaborated with in the past have transitioned. They're no longer alive at this point. I wanted to see if we can go back on some of those collaborations, and if you could just take the audience, back into that moment or time, if they were like in-person studio sessions or so on and so forth, and what your interaction with that person was at that time, and so on and so forth. But a few collaborations come to mind. First, Drakeo.
Yeah.
I see 2 public records, 2 songs that have publicly been released, unless there's more that I'm unaware of here.
Yeah, we got 2.
2 publicly speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take the audience back to your relationship with Drakeo the Ruler?
Me and Drakeo never got a chance to meet in person. That's what was so crazy. When he got out of jail, the most recent time before he passed, we were talking, ready to work, all that good stuff, but everything happened so quick, But the first song, I think it was like 2018. I couldn't even tell you how that went. I hit him up, he did it, like low-key same day. And then he hit me with one like 6 months later. I recorded that on my kitchen table. So we was just emailing back and forth. We had texts. When he was in jail, we communicated through his engineer. And rest in peace.
Now, you never had a chance to physically meet him, but did you get as close on the communication side, so much so as a FaceTime or a Zoom or something where you could see him talking?
I think it was more like a jail call. It wasn't no FaceTimes or nothing like that. It'd be DMs on Instagram. That's just how it was rolling like that.
Now, what do you take from that, if anything? Do you wish more of your collaborations were in person?
Yeah, that's somebody definitely would have loved to just be in the studio with, because I feel like we would have made so many songs. He was just so quick with it, so crazy.
Another collaborator that has passed away, Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
There's a song called Living Good, R.I.P. Jen, by Problem, Nipsey Hussle, and yourself.
Yeah.
Can you give the audience, shed some light there on Nipsey?
Nipsey, we didn't record that song together, but I had a bunch of interactions with him, conversations, and that one right there, when he passed away, that one stuck pretty hard, just because when we talk about just like a California icon, a legend, an independent boss, somebody that always showed me hella love, like support regardless, post my mixtape, talk about coming soon, all that stuff. I see him, he would be showing me love. I remember one time he texted me this video, he had a show in London, he was just showing a crowd, everybody was going crazy, and he was just like, man, like they love us out here. Like, I was just like, damn, like for him to take that time and send that to me is like, it was inspirational. And I'm like, it's been a couple times, couple good bump ins where we just chopped it, and yeah.
Now, it sounds like this song was out of your control on the organization of it.
Right.
So did you know he was on that song before you submitted your verse to it?
Nah, I didn't know. Yeah, Problem was, Problem real, like, he's like a mad scientist, like how he creates, like, he'll have a vision, you play your part in a vision, then you probably see it come to fruition once it's complete. So once it was done, he was like, oh yeah, I put this with this and this. I'm like, oh, okay.
And that's how that works. What about this, the Jacka?
Yeah.
There's a song, I may be butchering this, LaRue THH and the Jacka featuring you and Decades, song called I'ma Tell You.
Yeah.
Can you share any insight on your collaboration with him?
That one, I mean, I've had a bunch of run-ins with the Jacka, you know, growing up in the Bay. That one I recorded in the closet. And I shot the video. The video was like mail-in too. The video dude just pulled up on me at the studio that we had at that time, and I just shot my part. Like if you notice in the video, I'm not with all the other rappers. But yeah, that was a trip too. That was like right before he died too.
And the last one here, unless there's someone else I missed, but I'll share this name, you and Chinks.
Oh yeah, and Rich Homie. That's one thing.
We'll
But
talk about
Chinks.
Rich Homie in a little bit. Let's do Chinks first. There's
Chinks.
3 collaborations.
Yeah,
With
I
you and
know
Chinks.
of 2. Yeah, remind me of the third one.
Okay, I have FTB Remix,
Right,
Feelings Remix,
right.
and then Hot Girls.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, with French. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, rest in peace, Chinks, bro. He was hella cool. We didn't kick it, but he was like really easily accessible, ready to work, like the whole 9. I was like, bro, hop on this. Boom, it was going down like that. It was like, man. Shouts out to him and French, rest in peace. To Chinks Drugs for sure.
He was almost like your East Coast Connect in a sense.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He was showing a lot of love for real. Like, when I think back at that, it's like, man, a lot of artists really showed me a lot of love, especially like New York, like I was saying, French, Chinks. It's just a lot of people that was just showing a lot of love. Back
Why do you think that is? Because there's some artists that don't get that same amount of love. They don't get the outreach, those open arms. Is it because of the sound that you've crafted, you know, your affiliation of, you know, like HBK and this movement you had? Is that just people just tapping into that and wanting to be a part of that sound or that movement? Or
I think so. I think like the Bay got a unique wave that you could only get from the Bay. It's like something specific. Like, I think that was it. The sound and the era at that time, everybody was all Cali'd out. Like 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, maybe even that 2018. It was just like everybody was coming to the Bay. Everybody was going to LA, getting with Mustard. Everybody, like literally, the whole music industry was just coming through, collaborating with us. And it was a trip. They would be coming, like, 2 Chainz came to Richmond and shot a music video in Richmond. Like, so that was like, once that happened, I was just like, man, like the rap game really came to us. Like, we low-key manifested this. So like, yeah, it was everybody tapping in. I mean, French Montana, me and French Montana got a couple songs, and yeah, it was just getting crazy.
it's almost like an example of like a gold rush. Everybody coming in trying to find some gold, dig in,
Yeah.
mine something valuable out of that, and bring
Yeah.
it back to their home.
And it was
or-
hits. It was stupid hits coming out like that Act Right. That Yo Gotti Act Right was crazy.
Did it get to the point where you had to turn collaborations down? Were you just accepting anything and everything because you were so hot back then? And not you personally, but just that whole era and that sound, that run of those
At
years.
that time, I was doing everything. I wasn't saying no. They send something through, and it made sense. I was doing it.
And looking back, was that the right decision making? Because some people, they look back and they wish they were a little bit more pickier, so on and so forth.
I honestly wish I would have did more. I wish I would have dropped more music as myself at that time. I dropped a fair amount of music. It would be 1 to 2 projects a year with a lot of collabs, but knowing what I know now, I would have dropped 4 projects a year for real because the wave was so crazy.
So when it comes to Chinks, last thing about him, you mentioned you didn't get a chance to kick it with him. So everything was just digitally traded then?
I mean, we would bump into each other. I'll see
Okay.
him in a club or at the Hot Girls video shoot or just stuff like that. But as far as like one-on-ones, just really getting to break some stuff down, not really.
So it sounds like then Drakeo the Ruler still is the only recording artist that passed away. You never got a chance to personally meet.
Man, and that's the lamest one. I was just, man, I feel like we could have did so much. We could have made some hard-ass music. But
Do you think that was just scheduling? Were there times opportunity it did present itself, and for whatever reason you two just didn't get together,
I
or?
think it was just the luck of the draw, unfortunately.
Okay. Last person, you mentioned this, Rich Homie Quan. I don't have my notes in front of me on Rich Homie. Apologize for that. But how many collaborations between you two?
I think we did 2 songs, and we went on tour with Wiz. So that's where that one was extra close to me just because we spent a lot of time. So like after the shows, he'd come on our bus, and we'd just be chilling, smoking, and just joking the whole nine. We was like his brothers, everybody. Like Rich Homie met my mom. You know what I'm saying? My pops. It was just like, yeah, we was chilling.
So would you say, I guess, out of all the collaborators that have passed, that was the closest one you were to if Drakeo the Ruler was the farthest,
I have to
relatively
say
speaking?
Quan and then Nip.
Where were you when you heard the news about Rich Homie? How'd you hear about it?
I was out here actually. I
In
was out here,
Atlanta.
and like my cousin kept calling me. I'm just like, what? And I didn't want to believe that at first. I was just like, man, that was hella sad. You know, he got kids, and like I think about his brothers and his pops, and just I was hella sad, man.
When it comes to these names here, is there any? We talked about the collaborations that are publicly available.
Yeah.
Is there any unreleased music between you and any of these artists that have passed away?
If it is, I don't remember right now, but maybe with Quan, I think it may be.
If there is a maybe, if there is a song, maybe after this interview you go back into your drives and try to look for and so on and so forth. Maybe this is too premature to
Yeah.
ask, but is there anything, would you do something with that song? Would you just leave it
I ain't really on the, I don't know how to pronounce that word, post, whatever.
posthumous? Or I might be butchering that as well.
I'm not really big on that. I just feel like if they can't say that song is hard too and want to drop it, I don't want to drop it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but was the FTB remix released after Chinks passed?
Maybe. And that was coincidental.
That
Maybe.
was?
That was coincidental, yeah.
Okay. Because when I researched that song, the write-up, and I could be maybe reading too much into it, the write-up almost of it, and I believe it was hotnewhiphop.com. I could be mistaken. But the write-up, you know what? I don't even want to,
Yeah.
I'm going to actually bring up the article because since you're here, we can correct the details of it. Let me pull that up one moment here. Okay, so this is from Hot New Hip Hop. I will place the article below this description, in the description box below this video for those that want to read it in full. But okay, I'll just read some of it here.
Yeah.
Quote, while friends and family all gathered in Queens, New York for Chink's funeral on Tuesday afternoon, West Coast spitter Iamsu decided to pay his respect by liberating this new remix to his track, FTB, Free That Bitch, featuring the late Coke Boys rapper. Originally on Sue's Eyes on Me project, Free That Bitch remix is a catchy West Coast sounding anthem that now features some additional hard NYC rhymes from Chinks, highlighted by it spacey Pilo production and catchy chorus. FTB remix should definitely be something both fans of Chinks and Iamsu gravitate to. Take a listen and let us know what you think. So they made it seem like you put it out
on the day
or to
no.
commemorate his
Yeah,
passing.
that's not how I remember it.
Okay.
I remember that song being already out. But maybe it caught wind due to the service, and I don't know. But yeah.
Okay, so we're just clearing that up for sake there. Anything else in regards to these people that have passed? Is there anything, I asked you a variety of questions about them. Is there anything else you want to add on to what we said just about them?
I would just say just my condolences and prayers to the family.
And moving forward, when it comes to the future, on the feature side of things,
right?
Is there anybody that you want to collaborate with at this point in your career that you haven't had a chance to, at the top of your list?
It's been changing a lot, and I'm going to give an answer that's just like fresh on the top of my head right now, I have to say.
Could be any genre.
Stevie Wonder. It's a lot of old school I'm thinking about right now. Probably Stevie Wonder, Charlie Wilson, Beyonce, Drake. And let me really try to think about one more.
Take your time here.
Paul McCartney.
Now, when it comes to these 5 names, have you even reached out? Have you tried to initiate a collaboration with any of them?
No. My publisher at one point told me submit some songs for a Beyonce album. That was the closest I got. But Charlie Wilson, that would be hella clean. Like all of them people would be hella clean.
Now, you mentioned these are people you want to collaborate with. They're at the top of your own personal list. Why haven't you reached out, tried to initiate that, tried to put that into fruition instead of maybe just manifesting so on and so forth?
Because I'm literally just thinking about the question right now, and like those are the names that came to my mind. So yeah.
Now, also when it comes to your discography here, wanted to ask you this. Are there any plans for any additional installments to the past following series that you've had? Okay, and let's break this up a little bit too. I Am Summer, Enjoy the Ride,
Right.
and I Am Summer. Those are two separate projects. Is that considered a series of itself or no?
That's a series now. Yeah, it's connected with my music festival called I Am Summer, and I would drop a mixtape every year with that. This most recent one was just like, because 10 years of me doing that was just all the work from like 10 years.
So it was more like a compilation, but it included 5 new songs.
It included 5 new songs, correct.
And what about this? So there will be future installments to that series?
Yeah.
Okay. What about this? Boss Up 5 was the last one. Can those in the audience expect a 6? Or are you done with that series
I
there?
think I'm done with Boss Up right now, but don't quote me, because times change. But right as I feel right now, I don't think I would make another Boss Up.
What about this? Wondered if this was a series in and of itself. 6 Speed and Susie 6 Speed.
That was a loose sequel, just a derivative, not quite a part 2.
Okay. Could there be any additional installments to that loose
Something
series?
using 6 Speed and a maybe, yeah.
Okay. And last one here, Kilt 3 was the last installment. Is that the end of that trilogy? Or
Yeah, I want to just keep that pristine. Killed 3, that was just 1, 2, 3, boom. I love each one of them for different reasons. But
Now, for those in the audience that are new here, getting to know you for the very first time and just know you for your most recent stuff,
yeah,
like maybe even the I Am Summer, Enjoy the Ride project
right.
that was released this year of 2025. Haven't gone through your past bodies of work, but want to go through that rabbit hole. Is there a difference between these series? Like the Kilt series versus the Speed series versus the I Am Summer, that's part of your festival, but is there a difference in that?
Yeah, it is.
What is the difference
I would
between
say like
and the Boss Up series too?
in the Boss Up series, I would almost compare it to like Pokemon. Like you got your Charizard, you got your Charmeleon, you got your Charmander. I feel like, let's just take Kilt for instance. Kilt 1 would be like the Charmander version. Kilt 2 would be the Charmeleon. Kilt 3 is like the full-grown thing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like all those series kind of represent like different phases of my life as far as growth and approach. Like you'll hear me sounding like a puppy on some of them songs, just real young, real eager, real excited. But then you might hear me on another project where it's like I'm kind of like looking down on everything. So, you know, there'll be just different voices. So I feel like now I'm like in just a complete new pocket. Like my voice is different now.
Now, are there any additional installments, plans for any additional installments to standalone titles in your discography? Is there any future sequels to any of those that you're thinking of?
Young California 2. That's something I'm working on right now.
And speaking of the future here, aside from a sequel, is there anything else musically that you want to share with the audience on the frontier?
I have a lot of projects completed that will be coming soon, but the Young California 2 is my most anticipated, excited one that I have personally. I love how that sounds. Then I have a documentary titled Enjoy the Ride coming very soon.
You said coming soon twice. Do you want to share any release dates?
Young California 2 is 2025. Documentary, we're going to put a ... but it's coming very soon.